The next question is, were all these songs written around the same time? The earliest ones are Second Walk was written around the same time as some of the last songs that were written for To Record Only Water. This Cold is probably a similar period of time. Second Walk, I was listening to REM a lot at the time, and same thing with This Cold. I think both of those songs were written in Japan around the same time. Wednesday's song was also written in Japan, and that was when we were touring for By the Way. That was one of the last songs written for Shadows Collide with People. We were actually already in the middle of recording it. We'd recorded part of it, and then I went out on tour, and oh wait, that's not true. I guess it was right before we recorded it, and I was on tour in Japan. And Song to Sing When I'm Lonely was when we were touring for Californication. And Relief was written in England right before we started. Right before we started writing By the Way, when I was there to promote my To Record Only Water for 10 days. The rest of them were written, I can't remember what year it was, but I seem to remember sometime getting off tour sometime around September, having a couple of months of not much, and then starting writing a lot of songs around November, and then the songwriting continuing all the way up until making the record. There was a lot of, when you talk about the difference in emotion on the album, there was also a lot of songs that were much more sad than the songs on here. I actually tried to keep it in general kind of uplifting, but with the intention of having a good amount of variety regardless. But there's a lot of very sad songs that I'd written around the time that just didn't require drums, so that was the main reason why they weren't on the record. And those will be on an album at a later date. Can you tell me something about the process of how you pick a certain guitar for a certain piece of music? I guess I've been a big fan of playing guitar along with records and playing the kind of guitar that the person who I'm playing along with is playing. So if I'm learning something by Robert Fripp, I'd like to play a Les Paul, and if I'm playing something by Bernard Sumner, I'd play an SG, and if I was playing something, by Matthew Ashman, I'd play my Gretsch White Falcon. So you start to sort of associate certain styles of playing with certain guitars. I guess for me, the Jaguar is one of the more colorful guitars that I have, because the vibrato bar on it is the best one that I've ever felt, and you can make string noise from behind the bridge and from behind the nut, and there's lots of tonal differences, and there's just something about it that feels a certain way to me. It's hard to explain, but it feels very purple to me or something, and I can. It's for me, that's my most fun guitar out of all of them. So I think the reason I play it at the performance shows a lot is because it's those shows are all about, for me, having fun, and that's the funnest guitar I have. The SG is good for kind of heavy metal things, although now that I just bought a Les Paul recently, and now that I have that, I would imagine I'll probably use that a lot for heavy metal type things as well. But an SG makes me think of like Tony Iommi or somebody who gets a really great sound for heavy metal that way. And it's also good for punk too. For punk, like a Stratocaster through a distortion pedal isn't really the best way to go. So, I, you know, but in general, I guess I try to get a lot out of using just a small amount of guitars, I suppose when I make an album, it's usually one or two guitars that I'm using on it. And definitely between a guitar with humbuckers and a guitar with single coils, you can get a great deal of variety. Somebody asked, what do I want? What did I get for my birthday? Well, I think my favorite present was my friend Wendy gave me a single of her, a vinyl single of her band Emily Sassy Lime, which made me really happy. And let's see, what else did I get? Johnny Ramone gave me 2 Humphrey Bogart lobby cards from the movie The Two Miss Carols with Barbara Stanwyck. And I didn't really get much presents this year, really. Let's see. I got a very nice letter from Josh. Josh and I haven't been giving each other presents lately, so he wrote me a really nice letter that was probably, along with the 7-inch from Wendy, was probably my favorite thing that I got. And my dad gave me a box set of Wagner and a couple of Joan Baez albums, and my mom gave me some kitchen supplies. That was it. Not too many people really even knew it was my birthday, I don't think. I know Flea bought me something, but I haven't gotten it yet. We don't see each other much, and he lives pretty far away now. He lives all the way in Malibu, and I live in Hollywood, so. Oh, and Anthony gave me some flowers and a nice little note, which was also really made me feel good, that I saved, along with the note from Josh. And the flowers, that was nice. They made me feel good. And I think that's it.